McAuliffe, miscommunication with Harrell.
And I have to test that too. Lynchburg's defense, you know, just seeing those hands and their length out there really distracts the offense, even though, you know, you might not think it does if they're not getting a block, but the little things matter in games like this.
Both teams doing very well in the tournament as far as turnovers are concerned. Roanoke just 10 turnovers in that win over Ferrum College the other day. Lynchburg had a total of 12, so both teams below their averages on the season. Aaron Green for three. Off the back of the rim. And a dash for the ball. The whistle gives it to the Maroons.
Now, one of the defensive keys for Lynchburg is to jam early, which means picking up your man early. That young lady with the ball right now, Whitney Hobson, is really the motor to this team. So making sure she gets the ball out of her hands early is going to be a key for this Lynchburg defense.
First foul assessed to Lynchburg. It's going to go against Maggie Quarles. Hobson looking and finding McAuliffe, but Aaron Green's there. Second block of the game for her early on, and now a jump ball is called. Arrow gives it to the Hornets. Aaron Green already with 2 blocks. She averages that per game. Going to be a big force on the defensive end for the Hornets.
Definitely. She didn't do too much of that in the last game against this team, so they missed out. Now they're getting a taste of what they missed out on.
Here's Vetter, and Vetter will cause a foul. Will go against Hobson. And now Meredith Vetter, the junior from Penn Laird, will go to the free throw line. She's made 8 of 18 this season.
Very smart play for Meredith Vetter. You know, standing at 5'9" in comparison to Hobson at 5'4", you got to take advantage of that size advantage that you have on the floor, so she did just that.
Lynchburg took 29 free throws in that win versus Washington and Lee on Tuesday night, and an obvious free throw violation, lane violation against the Maroons. So Vetter will get another chance.
You know, little things like that, when I see somebody hop over the line on a free throw, it just reminds me that we are in the championship game, you know what I mean? And everyone's nervous, emotions are running high, because that's not something you normally would do when you're playing, knowing the rules of the game.
Hobson one-on-one, takes it inside. The layup was there, just could not finish. And it's still a 3-0 lead. The Hornets bursted out to a 15-2 run to start the game back on February 24th. Green looking across to the other block. That's Abby Ogish, who just forces one over to the top of McAuliffe's hands. Great patience, great patience. She's very mature in that sense. She doesn't just throw it up. She makes sure that she gets the right shot for her. McAuliffe, jab step drive, kicks the Brandstatter. Hobson with the head fake and cannot again get the ball to drop through. She's had 2 really good looks. Just so far, 0 points for the junior. 2 very good looks, and if I'm Lynchburg, we got to make sure that they don't start falling, because she's getting everything she wants. It's now up to her whether or not it's going to go in. They have to stop her early. Good hands by Harrell to knock that one away, and Coach Flaherty will make 2 changes to the lineup. Rose Sand is in for the Maroons, as well as 23, Ayanna Scarborough, Chester, Virginia junior. Here's a good look to Green from Ogish. Green not able to finish, and Scarborough with the rebound. Good pass ahead on the fast break. Laid back to a trailing Brandstatter for 3. And short off the rim, out of play, Lynchburg ball. Now we just saw Ayanna Scarborough get that rebound. Let's talk about how she had 23 offensive rebounds in the last game. Well, I mean, just talked about the run that Lynchburg made. There's a reason they went to overtime.
Definitely.
Roanoke finally got themselves in a good spot, started getting those second chance opportunities. So right now, Lynchburg is controlling this one, but still super early. And Roanoke's been here before as far as not having early success against Lynchburg. Davis showing three, driving instead. Beautiful look. Ogish cannot finish under the basket. And Coach Crump is going to make her first change on the floor tonight. Sammy Seaver stepping in for Meredith Vetter. Freshman from Cary, North Carolina, had 7 points in 13 minutes on Tuesday night against the Generals. Meanwhile, Sand missing from the corner. And it goes back to the Hornets. 0 for 6 to start this one for Roanoke. Seaver comes off a screen, loves to drive inside, and will do it again, and will put herself at the free throw line. These will be free throws 9 and 10 for the freshman.
Sammy Seaver. I mean, when you need a spark off the bench, you go to her. This young lady is not afraid. I've said it time and time again. She is fearless, and she's showing us again why she's so fearless as she's hopefully about to knock down these free throws. I called it.
Takes care of the first. No media jinx there. That was a rarity for sure. Also played lacrosse in her time playing prep basketball. Usually getting ready for lacrosse season this time of year. She's happy that she's playing basketball instead in the ODAC championship. Renee Alquiza and Jabria Haverkamp are in for the Maroons. Alquiza with that early foul, got some rest, now back in. Here she is, top of the key. Kate Kolb reaches in. Kick to Haverkamp is good. First bucket of the night for the Maroons. And it comes from someone who's averaging less than 5 points per game. It's tournament time, though. You never know who might show up in these big moments.
Definitely, and I mean, looking at Roanoke's team, they're pretty even based. I mean, they have like 3 players with averaging 7, one averaging 9, and then 10-10. It's nobody that's really, you know, like dominating in that sense. So on any given day, anybody can show up and show out.
4 different players leading at least one category on the stat sheet for this team, so balanced in that area. And Haverkamp wanted to push, gets called for the travel. 3rd turnover in the first 5 minutes, and it's our first chance to take a break. 4:56 to go. Hornets lead the Maroons 7-2 in the ODAC Women's Basketball Championship.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
If you want to know your customers, shop where they shop. Live where they live. And spend time with them as neighbors. With over 100 local offices, Virginia Farm Bureau agents are part of your community. If you want insurance from a company that knows you, get to know us.
And we're back with 4:56 remaining in the first quarter of play. I'm Joe Hutzler. She's Laurencia Moten. We apologize for the top of the broadcast. There was some technical difficulties, but we worked through it, and we are here now. Lynchburg leading it by 5. Neither team shooting well. The Maroons are 1 of 7. Lynchburg's 2 of 7. So you haven't missed much if you missed anything. Seaver just got that one to Ogish. And now they'll have to set up with less than 10 seconds on the shot clock. Davis for 3. Off the mark. And now the Maroons will take it back. Two teams coming off of just 1 day of rest. Of course, they practiced. It wasn't really rest. And then to add to that, you're playing at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Thursday. Body's definitely going to take some time to get used to playing right now.
Definitely, but that mind knows it's championship time, so it's time.
They're trying to connect
now.
the mind and the body. They got to get connected here. Maroons continue to struggle from the floor. Haverkamp reaches, and she'll be called for the foul. That'll be her first, and the Maroons' fourth. So one more puts Lynchburg in the double bonus. Into Kate Kolb, and Kolb cannot finish on what was a really good inbound pass. Former roommates, Lizzie Davis and Kate Kolb. Still really good friends. I don't want anybody to think, hey, why aren't they roommates anymore? Still very good friends.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
And we'll try it again. Third inbound here in a couple seconds. Seaver gets hit from behind, and we'll go back to the free throw line.
Now, we've seen 3 fouls in that same spot, and I think it kind of has to do with the fact that Roanoke plays behind in the post. So that can obviously cause fouls, especially when you're running and you're in quick movement.
Brooke Fetter checks in for the Hornets as Sammy Seaver is now 3 of 3 at the line. Also out there for the first time is Kayla Kinsler for the Maroons. Senior out of Odenton, Maryland. Trying to help her teammates win an ODAC title for the Maroons. It would be the first time since 2000. Some of these Maroons weren't even born the last time they held the trophy. Renee Alquiza to the free throw line for the first time tonight. She's made 15 of 17 on the season, and when you think about traditional post players, or at least they're lined up in the post position, you'd think there'd be more free throws than that, but not the case for the junior.
Definitely, since she is like a guard forward, but something to mention, she didn't go to the free throw line at all last time Lynchburg played them. So, you know, that was something they were able to contain her. Sadly, they're not able to do it right now, but let's see how it goes moving forward.
So Alquiza gets 2 free throws, and Sammy Seaver continues to make an impact off the bench. 4 points from the free throw line, now 2 more from the field. She leads all scorers with 6. Hobson nowhere to go. Haverkamp gives it up to Kinsler. Haverkamp open space and connects for 2 there. A little miscommunication on the help side defense.
Definitely, that zone is causing Roanoke some problems, but, you know, she was able to find that open gap and weed through.
Under 3 minutes to play. 5-point game. Maggie Quarles' first shot from deep is good. 4 of 6 on Tuesday night, picking up where she left off. Alquiza will save that one from being a turnover. And luckily, I didn't have to save anybody or any ball coming into the table. Lots of energy coming from that Lynchburg bench to help out with the lack of fans, as it has been all season long. There are fans of seniors, parents, 2 parents per senior could attend the event tonight, and they are here giving their support as there's a shot clock violation. You thought Lynchburg's bench had energy before. Check it out now.
Great defense by that Lynchburg.
And the offensive woes continue for the Maroons. 2 of 9. Lynchburg not faring a whole lot better. 4 of 12, but they do have 5 points at the charity stripe. And a 3-second violation. That's Lynchburg's first turnover of the contest. And if it continues to trend that way, that's got to be something. It may not be the main thing we talk about after all this, but the first game we did with 27 turnovers, this is the first turnover of the game so far. You got to commend the Hornets for recognizing they have to take care of the ball.
Definitely. They have improved tremendously in that category, so it's great that we're mentioning that. Now they just got to get these offensive rebounds under check, and I think they'll be set.
Shot misses for Rose Sand, and Coach Crump and the Hornets will make changes to their lineup here. Meredith Vetter, Abby Ogish on your screen. They're back in the game with 1:57 to go in the first quarter. Alkiza with the rebound. Inbound, I beg your pardon. Hobson working around a screen. Look at how quick she can get to the lane. Just cannot finish those layups. That's 3 that she's missed here in the first quarter.
Lynchburg going small to match up with Roanoke's defense.
And Hobson with the steal, coming back one-on-one. Davis with the foul will make Hobson earn it at the line. Check it out again. Davis just realizing, hey, I'm not going to give you an easy layup. So we'll put the 50% free throw shooter at the line. Try and help the Maroons' cause here. And the first one is good for the junior out of Mechanicsville. 11 points, 4 assists, and 20 minutes of play against the Panthers of Ferrum College on Tuesday night. 2 for 2 at the line for Hobson. She picked up that steal a moment ago. She leads the team with 33 on the season. As Maggie Quarles breaks the press by herself. And Taylor Gant in the game now. Hobson there again, forcing the ball to get loose, and now Gant will get it back from Seaver. Cannot keep it in play. And a chance to swing some of the momentum Roanoke's way on this possession.
Definitely. Now that young lady, Whitney Hobson, had 7 steals in the last game, last time Lynchburg played them, so they got to be aware of her at all times. Do not give a soft pass if she's in the vicinity.
Out top, quickly over to Hobson for 3. Rolls out, and Ogish is fouled on the rebound. That'll put Abby Ogish at the free throw line, shooting 2.
Now last game against Roanoke, Abby had a double-double. She had 14 points and 10 rebounds, so we're looking to see her pick up where she left off.
How'd you do while I was gone? You all right?
Good.
I believe you. I believe you. Steal here for Quarles. Ahead to Gant. Poked away by Hobson for a moment. Now it's Vetter underneath. She gets blocked by Brandstatter. .6 to go in the first quarter. Neither team lighting it up from the field. But keeping it a close game. Alkiza was smothering defense. Made it hard for that ball to get in at all. And then forces a jump ball call.
Both teams playing extremely hard. We continuously see players on the floor, which is great to see in a championship game. They're leaving it all out there, which is what you have to do. And
I'm putting the emphasis on the offenses struggling, but you got to talk about the defenses doing a great job. They're making the opposing team take tough shots.
Definitely.
Low percentage shots, and they're just not going in. And as I say that, a low percentage shot goes in for Renee Alkiza.
It sure does. She was 0 for 6 the last time Lynchburg played them, so we mentioned it before. She's coming back with vengeance.
And Quarles trying to put that one up at the horn. First quarter is over. It's a bit of kind of everywhere, kind of first quarter. See if these teams can get themselves in a rhythm. As we take a break, it's 15-11. Lynchburg leading the Maroons.
Imagine the complete athlete. Strong. Tough. Resilient. Imagine the complete fiber. Strong. Tough. Resilient. Built by science, proven by testing. The best way to improve the future is to create it. Field Turf Revolution 360, the complete fiber.
Second quarter about to get underway here from Turner Gymnasium on the first of two broadcasts by LHSN. We are very pleased and honored to play host, play narrators to both basketball championships. The men's basketball championship scheduled to start at 7 p.m. That'll feature Lynchburg and Randolph-Macon. Here it's Lynchburg and Roanoke. A 4-point game with the Maroons closing the first quarter very well. And Abby Ogish walking her way into a turnover. That is now 6 turnovers for Lynchburg, each team with 6 apiece. First quarter individual leaders, Renee Alquiza with 5 points. No rebounds yet. Sammy Seaver, the freshman, off the bench with 6 points, 4 of 4 at the free throw line. Here's Alquiza again from 3. That's her spot. She's found it. 2 for 2 from straight away, and it's a 1-point game.
Definitely. Now, she's a rhythm player. She's the type of player, once she starts hitting, she's going to keep shooting. Lynchburg has to shut that down early.
41.5% on the season from distance. She's 100% so far. Vetter traveling. This has been a bugaboo for Lynchburg. The
unforced turnovers, specifically.
Jabria Haverkamp is back in the game for the Maroons. Also, Brandstatter is in, bringing the ball up the floor. Haverkamp on the drive. Off the glass, rolls off, and Quarles is fouled on that rebound by Christina Harrell.
Now, I've got to commend Roanoke's offense for just getting in the paint. Although they're not falling right now, they're getting everything that they want. So it's up to them to make it go into the basket.
I think that's a really good point. Yes, they're not falling, but they're getting there, and eventually they will fall if you keep shooting. So
definitely
look out for the Maroons to get better and score more as the game goes along.
Definitely, unless Lynchburg finds out a way to stop them from getting in there in the first place.
Green holds the ball on both potential handoffs. Now it's Quarles driving baseline and a blocking call against Harrell. Coach Flaherty not happy, as you might imagine. Saying, it's kind of weak. Scarborough checks back in for the Maroons, checking out the foul again. And Harrell just a bit late on the shuffle. And Green missing the layup opportunity. Ball loose, out of play. Roanoke takes over.
But I'm so happy to see that high-low action. I wish I saw more of it last game, but the outcome was positive either way. That's going to be key in this game, especially when you have that size advantage, working it into the post and using each other.
Alquiza kicks. 3 balls up and through. Rose Sand gives the Maroons the lead for the first time in this championship matchup.
She was 3 for 9 in the last game, last time Lynchburg played them. So she, similar to Alquiza, feel like they have to make up for lost time.
Lynchburg on the struggle bus here, going scoreless for over 3 minutes. And that'll help things as far as momentum. Maggie Quarles taking the charge. Second foul charge to Scarborough. Renee Alquiza will step off the floor to get a breather. That brings Morgan McAuliffe back in. Taylor Gant going behind the back and working it across midcourt.
High-low action again, and now we see it completed. That's exactly what I was hoping to see. I hope they keep going there throughout the rest of the game.
First made bucket of the night for Aaron Green. Brandstatter, drive and kick. Scarborough, drive and kick. Here's a three. And again, Rose Sand. Sandy has had a slow start off the bench, but hitting her last two, and the Maroons have heated up.
Definitely, and she's not a player to, underlook. She averages 10 points a game, which is definitely commendable.
Taylor Gant, the freshman, trying to get in on the action. Short on her first attempt from the field. The Maroons went 0 for 6 to start this one from the floor. As Sandy again, 3 for 3, column rollbacks. 3 in a row, and the Maroons jumping out to a 6-point lead.
Basketball is a game of runs, so Lynchburg should not by any means feel, distraught. It's time for them to go on their own run. And toughness fuels them. That's what Coach Crump told me yesterday in practice. So we need some more tough plays to get them going.
Right idea by Ogus, just didn't have the touch on it. Sandy kicking it. Haverkamp pulls up, gets fouled, count the bucket, a chance at 3. All of a sudden, Maroons taking over. Check it out again. There's the foul going to be called on Gant, her first. And talked about them going 0 for 6 to start. Well, now they're at 42% from the field.
Definitely 0 for 6, but they got 6 off so fast. It was bound to happen. If you keep letting shots go, they're eventually going to fall.
8-point contest. Lynchburg has only scored 2 points. And now it's going to be a charge as that elbow, that shoulder area receiver came out. A little bit of chicken wing action. And that becomes an offensive foul. Roanoke taking over. Second one on Seaver. Second team foul for Lynchburg and third team foul. 3 team fouls for Roanoke. Haverkamp on the block and lays it in. They're beyond heating up. They've got the fire trail coming off the ball. Everything going in. Definitely,
if we're watching this offense very carefully, they're getting everything that they want, which if you're Lynchburg is exactly what you don't want.
Ogish splitting 2 defenders, and she'll have a chance at 3. Don't hurt yourself on a celebration, Abby.
But plays like that really fuel this team, so we're hoping to see them capitalize off of it.
Ogish, a 70% free throw shooter. First trip there tonight, and completes the 3-point play the old-fashioned way. Hobson for 3. That one rolls out. Big rebound for McAuliffe. She'll put it back up. Can't hit. And slowly Lynchburg hoping this is the time to chip away. Brooke Vetter kicking to Seaver. Not afraid to shoot it. Why not?
Why not? Sammy Seaver continuously showing out. Fantastic freshman is what I would like to call her.
Haverkamp turns around, has room to shoot, takes the shot. Short that time.
Now we've seen Lynchburg go small for quite a while now.
No Aaron Green, no Kate Kolb. Ogish using her body to create some space. And you talk about runs. Each of them have gone through their own here in the second quarter. It was 15-11 at the end of the first. Haverkamp, all air. Thrown back in. Hobson was there for a moment, but it's poked away by Ogish into the hands of Vetter. Seaver, who is fearless. I thought for a moment she was just going to drive in on 4 Roanoke Maroons defensives.
I wouldn't put it past her.
No, I wouldn't
Head
either.
down and going just like that. Just like that.
It was just early. We knew it was coming. It was just a little bit early.
And that's 11 points for the fantastic freshman this early in the game.
13 is her early career high earlier this season. Hobson hops in, then kicks it out. Sandy, not good that time. And then Seaver doing a great job of throwing it off the body of Kinsler. And Lynchburg is going to have it when we come back. Deserved celebration for the teammates of Sammy Seaver.
Definitely.
We got ourselves a championship game, folks.
We
27
sure
all, 2:46 to go in the second quarter. We're right back after this on LHSN.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
If you want to know your customers, shop where they shop. Live where they live. And spend time with them as neighbors. With over 100 local offices, Virginia Farm Bureau agents are part of your community. If you want insurance from a company that knows you, get to know us.
Well, I hope you came for a great game, folks. So that's what we have for you so far in this 2021 ODAC Women's Basketball Championship game. Live from Turner Gymnasium at University of Lynchburg. It's 27 all with 2:35 remaining in the first half. Each team has gone on runs here in the second quarter. Lynchburg trying to keep theirs rolling. That one, though, rolling off the left side. And the Maroons, who've been cold here for the last 2 minutes, trying to rebound with some big shots. Grandstatter missing for 3. Ogish pulls down the rebound. Abby Ogish with 5 rebounds, 8 points after a 7-rebound, 2-point performance on Tuesday night.
She's played very well against this team. Last time she had a double-double with 14 points and 10 rebounds.
Seaver gets her own rebound. That close to making Turner erupt again. Instead, it's a foul on the rebound. Goes against Abby Ogish, her first, team's third. The Maroons have 4 team fouls, by the way. So one more puts Lynchburg in the double bonus, just like they did in the first quarter. Scarborough, nowhere to go. Now gives to Alquiza. Renee Alquiza back to Scarborough. Good placement on the pass, but Scarborough couldn't handle it. She's saying it got poked away. The official says nope, unabated to the defense. Lynchburg ball. Quarles calmly brings it across midcourt. Handoff is to Quarles. Inside, off the glass. 2 more for the senior. Hobson, that's a beautiful practice drill layup.
Practice drill that she's had tons of practice with throughout this game already. You know, we mentioned it before. She's been getting there, it just hasn't been falling. And here we go, a steal.
And a foul's going to be called on Taylor Gant. That'll be Lynchburg's 4th team foul, and a second on Gant.
Mentioned it before, she had 7 steals last time Roanoke played Lynchburg. Got to be aware of her. You can't play with the ball in front of a good defender like that.
2 steals so far as Sandy and Haverkamp come back in. Now Kiza just hanging out in the corner by herself, but her teammates couldn't find her. Now it's Hobson on the drive, and she'll go to the free throw line, where she's 2 for 2 tonight. Whitney Hobson leads the team in steals, as we mentioned, also in assists.
Definitely, she is their motor, you know? It doesn't necessarily have to be about points, but she gets the team going. We see that time and time again. She's pushing it in transition offense. She's bringing that spark that this Roanoke team needs.
And she'll miss the first free throw. Both 14s on your roster sheet are in. Kate Kolb, as well as Morgan McAuliffe. There'll be almost 5 seconds different between the shot and game clock as Hobson goes 1 for 2, and she will be subbed out for, we see Jayla Faison for the first time. Faison has 23 points total on the year, the senior getting some playing time in the ODAC championship. Gant heavy in the right hand. Vetter being crowded, takes it herself, takes contact, and will collect 2 points.
Lynchburg is doing a great job in that pinch post position, being patient, chinning and checking. If their teammate's not there, going straight to the hole. That's what we love to see if you're a Lynchburg fan.
Vetter again, you see on the replay, just unwilling to give up on the drive. Cannot hit on the free throw, but Roanoke has yet another lane violation on a free throw attempt. So just like her twin sister Meredith, Brooke Vetter will get a second chance to collect some points at the line. Brooke had 6 points on Tuesday night, season high for her in 10 minutes of play. And now she has 3 points, and the Hornets are up by 2. Shot clock turned off. Renee Alquiza is back in for the Maroons. Sandy, 5 to shoot. Turnover. Taylor Gant looks ahead. Turnover. And the end of the half. What a torrid pace we've got here in the first half of play. We weren't sure how it was going to go those first 5 minutes, but look at it now. 62 combined points through 20 minutes of play. This one's going to be good the rest of the way. We look forward to you sticking around as we'll take a break. And when we come back, we will have some stats to talk about, some gameplay to talk about, and of course, more highlights. You're watching the 2021 ODAC Women's Basketball Championship on LHSN.
Everyone has a story. A triumph, a time they fell short, a gift, a light all their own. Every story has a beginning. For us, our stories began long before we got here, at the moment we discovered we had something to share with the world. But no matter where we've been, our journeys weave together at the University of Lynchburg. Since 1903, we've grown from a handful of students to a diverse, dynamic community of students, professors, staff, and alumni around the world. In a community that supports who we are and who we want to be, We're on a journey to find where our passions lead so we can lead others to find theirs. Together, we have more experience, we have more knowledge than we do alone. Eventually, our stories will lead us to a path all our own, and we will share our passions with the world. No matter the journey we choose, the University of Lynchburg is, and always will be, our home.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
An obligation not merely to work towards a personal best in the classroom or in the sport we love, but rather an obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. For Special Olympics athletes, victory belongs not only to those who first cross the line, but to all of those who compete and endure.
They are challenged in ways we cannot imagine. They are survivors who test themselves harder and with greater joy than we will ever know.
Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn, as we all do, that in giving we receive so much more in return.
Sport ennobles us. And in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
Imagine the complete athlete. Strong, tough, resilient. Imagine the complete fiber. Strong, tough, resilient. Built by science, proven by testing. The best way to improve the future is to create it. Field Turf Revolution 360, the complete fiber.
Halftime here at Turner Gymnasium. The Hornets leading the Maroons 32-30 in the fifth meeting of these two programs in the ODAC tournament. This one for all the marbles. It's the 2021 ODAC Women's Basketball Final on LHSN.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
If you want to know your customers, shop where they shop. Live where they live. And spend time with them as neighbors. With over 100 local offices, Virginia Farm Bureau agents are part of your community. If you want insurance from a company that knows you, get to know us.
Imagine the complete athlete. Strong, tough, resilient. Imagine the complete fiber. Strong, tough, resilient. Built by science, proven by testing. The best way to improve the future is to create it. Field Turf Revolution 360, the complete fiber.
Welcome back inside Turner Gymnasium on Wayne Prophet Court, where now we've got a 32-30 lead for Lynchburg in the ODAC Women's Basketball Championship. And once again, hello friends and fans, welcome courtside. I'm Joe Hutzler alongside Laurencia Moten, and we saw two teams go on a couple of runs that time. It's a tight game throughout. We're about to show you some numbers to show you how tight it really is. When a game is back and forth like this, who has the advantage? In your opinion, right now, based on the first half, does either team have an advantage?
Well, basketball is a game of runs, and the winner is the person or the team that goes on the most runs. So ultimately, that's what it's going to come down to.
What do you think is the biggest key to success for both teams in the second half?
I would definitely say rebounding is going to be a consistent key.
Well, we're going to see what they did in the first half now with a couple numbers. And again, it's a 2-point game. You expect the numbers to be tight, and they are all the way down the list, including the turnover battle, 10 apiece right now. Neither team really helping the other one out, which is what we like to see. Anything from that list that might jump out to you as you look at it?
I mean, obviously it's super tight, which is why the score is the way it is. But something that's not on this list would be points in the paint. Lynchburg has 18 to Roanoke's 8, which is going to be key. They have the height advantage, so they just need to continuously put the ball in the paint, and they're going to win, I believe.
All right, good enough for me. Let's take a break, come back, show you some highlights, and get ready for the second half of the 2021 ODAC Women's Basketball Championship on LHSN. All right, take this down.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
An obligation not merely to work towards a personal best in the classroom or in the sport we love, but rather an obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. For Special Olympics athletes, victory belongs not only to those who first cross the line, but to all of those who compete and endure.
They are challenged in ways we cannot imagine. They are survivors who test themselves harder and with greater joy than we will ever know.
Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn, as we all do, that in giving we receive so much more in return.
Sport ennobles us, and in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
Imagine the complete athlete. Strong. Tough. Resilient. Imagine the complete fiber. Strong. Tough. Resilient. Built by science, proven by testing. The best way to improve the future is to create it. Field Turf Revolution 360, the complete fiber.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
If you want to know your customers, shop where they shop. Live where they live. And spend time with them as neighbors. With over 100 local offices, Virginia Farm Bureau agents are part of your community. If you want insurance from a company that knows you, get to know us.
And we're back, just about ready to start the second half. But before we move forward, let's go back in time and take a look at some of our first half highlights here. Roanoke and Lynchburg, well, both kind of struggled early. Then the Hornets went on a bit of a run and really captured the early momentum of this game.
Definitely, and then we can't forget that Roanoke then went on that run. So it was definitely a tug-of-war match.
It was 15-11 after the first quarter of play. Then Roanoke jumped out to as much as a 10-point lead before the Hornets used a run of their own and now bring us to where we are at the moment, 32-30. Individually, Lynchburg led by Sammy Seaver with 11 points, and the Maroons are led by Rose Sandy with 9 points. All 9 of her points have come from distance, 3 of 5 there. Sammy Seaver, 3 of 6 from the floor, 4 of 4 at the free throw line. So we're getting some people we didn't talk about to start the game, and
Definitely.
that goes back to a point we made on Tuesday. It's tournament time. Anybody has a chance to make a big impact.
Definitely, especially when we have two teams that are very even. You know, everybody on the floor at any given time can show out.
20 minutes to decide the 2021 ODAC Women's Basketball Champion. And right away, Christina Harrell with her first bucket of the contest to tie us up at 32. Lynchburg went to 3 straight finals, 2015, 16, and 17, winning in 2016. Roanoke hasn't been a champion in the ODAC since 2000, but they do have the most ODAC championships of any women's basketball program with 13, as Lizzie Davis adds to her point total of just 4. Alkiza missing on the long three-pointer.
You know, we just saw Lizzie Davis knock down a shot, and she's been pretty quiet in this game, which is hard for any Lynchburg fan, especially knowing that she is such an impactful player.
We talked about at the top of the broadcast. We understand that most missed it, so I'll make up my point that I had then. Davis is averaging 23 points per game in the last 3 contests, which go back to the final regular season game of the season. Before that, the previous 3 games, she had 28 total points. So certainly a Hornet that is worth your time paying attention to. But so far, she's been held in check with just 4 points. Here she is trying to get 5 and 6, but short. It might be a situation of not getting into a rhythm. We didn't see her a whole lot in the first half.
Definitely not. And, you know, we mentioned Sammy Seaver a little bit, but that spark that she brought out there, I'm just not seeing it right now on this Lynchburg team.
Here's a 3 that drops in all net for Morgan McAuliffe. And Coach Crump wants to call a timeout right away. And this will become our media timeout of the third quarter, so time for us to step aside. 8:13 to go. The Maroons were down by 2. Now they're up by 3 on LHSN.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
If you want to know your customers, shop where they shop. Live where they live. And spend time with them as neighbors. With over 100 local offices, Virginia Farm Bureau agents are part of your community. If you want insurance from a company that knows you, get to know us.
Early time out there for Coach Crump and the Hornets as they see their 2-point advantage become a 3-point disadvantage. 3 timeouts remaining for the Hornets, all 4 for Coach Flaherty and the Maroons. Here's Davis, picked up by McAuliffe, and her pass was deflected. Alquiza will take it back. Alquiza coast to coast, gets blocked by Aaron Green. Her third one tonight is a pretty big one at this point.
You know, one thing I have to commend this Roanoke team on is even though their shots weren't going in at some point in this game, they never held their heads. You know, they continue to try to put them up. And that's what we need to see from Lynchburg. Even if things aren't going in your advantage, you got to keep playing. It's championship time.
There's one of the players that illustrates what you were talking about earlier. Whitney Hobson, a lot of missed shots early, but continues to go with the game plan.
Definitely.
Nothing changed for Roanoke. They weren't making shots, but they kept going after Hornets on those drives, and now they've got themselves a 3-point lead.
Exactly. What did MJ say? He said, you miss all the shots you don't take.
That's right. And Hobson, who is a 50% free throw shooter on the season, having a very good day at the charity stripe. Now 4 of 5 as you take a look at that last block from Aaron Green that preceded these free throws. And Whitney Hobson, 7 points, 5 of them coming at the line. And Roanoke out to a 2-possession lead. Lizzie Davis has sit down with 3 personal fouls. Quarles gets blocked from behind by Alquiza. Ball's loose on the floor. Seaver finds Vetter.
One of the keys to this Lynchburg offense is discipline and poise, which they've done a good job of, I would like to say.
Sure. That was tight for Aaron Green. She had an open space and almost didn't have the luck to drop it in. Hobson kicking out to McAuliffe, driving baseline. That's pure for Morgan McAuliffe.
Last game against Lynchburg, she only had 2 points, and now she has 5.
Yeah, 5 points in just over a minute of play, or excuse me, 3 minutes of play. Ogish there for the rebound. Put back is good. If Lynchburg can use that recipe, they're usually pretty good. 10 points for Abby Ogish to go along with her 5 rebounds. Kick to Alquiza in the corner. Short on a triple.
And that's her second 3 this half that hasn't gone in. As I mentioned it before, she's a rhythm player, so I'm expecting to see her not shoot it as much now that they're not falling like they did in the first half.
Ogish. Abby Ogish!
Why not? Abby Ogish, big plays for a great player.
Third 3 attempt of the season, and she's 2 of 3. So it doesn't take many, but when she does, she makes them count. And we're tied at 41. Harrell, nowhere to go. Dishes to Hobson. somehow got herself through that for a pass to Alquiza. The floater not there, and Vetter with the rebound. Maggie Quarles, the lone starting senior for Lynchburg. Her mom and dad are here for the first time in her senior season to see her play. And Aaron Green gets fouled on the pass attempt. Got to say a big thank you to the ODAC for making that adjustment for the championships. Any senior on either team are able to welcome in two folks. And of course, it's going to be mom and dad when it can be. Ogish into Quarles, and back-to-back fouls by Roanoke, helping to add to the energy level of Lynchburg. Second personal on Hobson, second team foul for the Maroons. Inbound to Ogish, takes contact and will collect 2 points, maybe more. Check it out one more time, just quick pass. That's why you practice with a pad every day. Someone just throwing a pad at you so you can take the contact and finish.
Definitely.
And for the second time today, Ogish completes the three-point play the old-fashioned way. Now it's Lynchburg up by 3. Scarborough nowhere to go, kicks it to Sandy. That long three not there. Tapping it to herself was Haverkamp, and the putback is good.
And we mentioned it time and time again, those offensive rebounds are continuously a problem against this Lynchburg defense.
Got 6 offensive rebounds tonight for the Maroons. 6 out of their 16. Aaron Green with the floater, going old school with the hook. Making it work. All 6 of her points coming here in the third quarter.
Last time against Roanoke, she had 14 points and 7 rebounds.
And that long ball not dropping for the Maroons. Meanwhile, long passes are connecting, and Haverkamp will put Abby Ogish at the free throw line. And if you've watched Lynchburg broadcast this year, you know Lorenzi and I talk about Ogish's need and ability to improve her free throw game as a timeout's taken by Coach Flaherty. And we're going to have to revisit that when we come back. It's a media timeout. 4:12 to go. Lynchburg leads it 46-43 on LHSN.
Imagine the complete athlete. Strong, tough, resilient. Imagine the complete fiber. Strong, tough, resilient. Built by science, proven by testing. The best way to improve the future is to create it. Field Turf Revolution 360, the complete fiber.
Okay, let me get back to my point about Abby Ogish. Last year in the 40s as far as percentages of the free throw line. She wanted to improve that. We said it earlier. She's 70% this year, and these are the moments you work that hard for. You take the extra reps in practice so you can come out here, and as she's doing, showing off from the free throw line, 4 of 5 now from the charity stripe.
Definitely, you know, in practice when you're alone and you have your teammates not even on the line with you, you practice championship game moments like this, and they're coming into fruition for her.
2 for 2, now has 17 points to lead all scorers. You saw the families of Kat Stanley, senior manager for Lynchburg, former player, and Maggie Quarles on your screen a moment ago. They're liking what they see so far, but based on what we've seen, we know that Roanoke's got at least one more run in them. 5-second violation. That's twice now that the defense has forced Roanoke into turnovers via violation.
You know, and that's gotta hurt Roanoke, especially when they had those 2 free throw line violations. Those unforced turnovers are gonna be something that might bite them at the end of this game.
Inside to Vetter from Seaver. Pass was a bit off the mark, but Vetter hauls it in anyway. Then Seaver takes it to the 10 and will take herself back to the free throw line. A chance to tie her career high with 2 made free throws, which would put her at 13 points.
You know, I think this is one of those situations where they didn't have Sammy Seaver on the scout list in this way. You know, with players like her, you know, with her being a freshman, not having much experience out here in their eyes, they overlooked her. But as we see today, that's not what you want to do.
Seaver not able to connect on the second, and then she'll get the rebound, but is called for the foul. So a little bit of everything for the freshman out of North Carolina. Scored 1,000 points in her career at Greenhope High School. 1 point away from tying her early career high as a Hornet. Look at that beautiful pass and find for Harrell to go up and be fouled. Hobson looking for another assist to add to her day. She has, actually she doesn't have any, but she's the team leader in assists on the season. So surprising to find that out. Either way, it's Christina Harrell at the free throw line. 72% free throw shooter. And her first attempt of the day is good.
Christina Harrell had 12 points the last time they matched up with Lynchburg. And she averages 10. I mentioned it before. This is not a player that you want to overlook.
Harrell steps off the floor with 7 points. Checking in for her is Haverkamp.
And we just saw that press that Roanoke brought out. Lynchburg was able to break it very easily.
Pass deflected. Alkiza using that long wingspan. Meanwhile, Sammy Seaver missing the 3. Foul on the floor, keeps it here. The Hornets are in the double bonus already, so they'll be shooting 2 free throws. And it'll be Meredith Vetter at the free throw line for the second time today. 1 for 2 on her first trip there. Meredith's favorite book is one of my favorite movies, The Great Gatsby. Thought they did a fine job with that movie. And she misses both free throws. But Lynchburg still leads it by 2 possessions. Hobson finds Sandy. Forced to give it out to Haverkamp. That jumper's not there. But a rebound on the offensive end for Alkiza. Hobson gives it back to Alkiza. Long pass collected by Haverkamp. Hobson inside, up and over Aaron Green. That's a tough shot.
You know, and they want the ball in that lady's hands. As you saw, every single pass that they had was going in her direction. She's a facilitator. She's the motor for that team. Lynchburg needs to shut her down now.
Vetter poked away by Hobson, who gets on the floor. Now it's loose along that Lynchburg bench. Ogish hauls it in. No one touching the line yet. And Coach Crump forced to use her second timeout of the half. Only 2 timeouts remaining for Coach Crump and the Hornets now. 2:01 to go. We're going to keep it here. It's a short timeout, so gives us a chance to collect our breath and just kind of recap what we've seen so far. Lynchburg shooting 44% from the floor, Roanoke 38% from the floor, and right now it's a 2-point game on paper, you're not going to find the difference maker. You're not going to find the key for whoever has the advantage. But watching the game, who would you say has the advantage and why?
You know, right now I would say Roanoke has the advantage, simply because if we look at this lineup that Lynchburg has right now, it's not typical. We are missing Lizzie Davis, who is undeniably a huge part of this Lynchburg team, but right now she's not in the game, and it's championship time.
Sitting out with 3 personal fouls, 2 minutes to go in the third. You have to expect she will return. The problem will be she's not in a rhythm, as Aaron Green is forced to put one up, and there's a shot clock violation against Lynchburg, the first one of the night. And Coach Flaherty makes another change, bringing back Christina Harrell. And the officials wanted to chat about that last sequence. It was clearly a shot clock violation, but then I saw the VAR official just sprint up the floor with maybe another call outside of that obvious one. They chat, they leave, and we go back to work.
Come to no conclusion.
Only those 3 know what that was about, and that's okay. We got enough information on our sheets. Harrell losing it, Alkiza there. Out top to Scarborough. Pulling up from straight away, off the heel of the rim, into the hands of Abby Ogish. Ogish into Green, quickly out to Seaver for 3. And then Quarles had it for a moment. Ogish will pull down the offensive board. We talked about Lynchburg giving up offensive rebounds. They have 9 of their own out of their 25.
And those second chance opportunities have been huge.
Handoff is to Quarles, missing the layup. Here's Vetter, pulls it down, and a fresh 20 seconds to work with for Lynchburg. 60 seconds to go in the third quarter. Ogish falling and being called for the charge. Rose Sandy on the receiving end of that, as Ogish picks up her 3rd personal. That could become a huge factor. Davis and Ogish with 3 personal fouls. Here's another look at it. And just enough of that elbow out from Ogish for the official to call it against her. And now Roanoke can tie or take the lead with 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. Alkiza finding Harrell, but just a bit too hot to handle. And then Vetter keeps it in play. The Meredith version of Vetter. Brooke is out there now too. Brooke to Aaron Green, and she'll be headed to the free throw line.
And that will be the 4th foul on Alkiza.
So both teams experiencing foul trouble with their best players. Alkiza with 4. Davis has 3 for Lynchburg, and Abby Ogish has 3 personals as well. It's going to be a really wild fourth quarter, folks. Green hits her first on this trip, her first trip to the free throw line. She's a 74% free throw shooter. So comfortable in this position. Missing the second. Saw Coach Flaherty. You've seen shots of Coach Crump. I don't know how they're comfortable. I'm losing my mind over here. This is intense. McAuliffe. Good dish to Harrell. Brandstatter with 5 seconds. Here's Sandy. And hits it.
And I'll call that the shot of life, because now we're tied up 50-50.
Rose Sandy. 4 makes from beyond the arc. She ties us up at 50 apiece. And we've got the fourth quarter coming at you next on LHSN.
Imagine the complete athlete. Strong, tough, resilient. Imagine the complete fiber. Strong, tough, resilient. Proved by science, proven by testing. The best way to improve the future is to create it. Field Turf Revolution 360, the complete fiber.
10 minutes remaining in the 2021 ODAC Women's Basketball Championship, and we're knotted up at 50 apiece. Whew, might as well just say we're at 0-0. Whoever wins the next 10 minutes will be hoisting a trophy here inside Turner Gymnasium on the campus of University of Lynchburg. I'm Joe Hutzler. She is Laurencia Moten. This is Meredith Vetter.
And this is the 2021 ODAC Women's Basketball Championship. I tried to do your voice.
It's close. You've been practicing, I can tell. Lizzie Davis off the bench, had it blocked by Harrell, gets on the ball right away and is fouled in the process. You talked about it a lot in that third quarter. We talked about it over the break. Lizzie Davis got to get out there. She's got to find a rhythm for herself. Still trying to stay out of foul trouble.
Definitely, and even if it's not a scoring rhythm, just a rhythm of facilitating the ball. You mentioned it. She's key with assists in this team. Just being out there. She's a leader on the team. Regardless of her being a senior or a junior, she is a leader.
Speaking of foul trouble, that was Hobson's third personal. So now Alkiza with 4, Hobson with 3. Lynchburg has 2 players with 3. That's Davis and Ogish. Here is Davis, 3 to shoot, pulling up. The jumper is rolling out. Big rebound from Maggie Quarles, who's fouled. I know she was trying to shoot it. Never got the ball above her waist, and they are going to say she was in the act. So Maggie Quarles to the free throw line.
And that is the 4th foul on Whitney Hobson.
Hobson with 9 points, but we talked about it. She is the motor of this Maroons team. They cannot afford to have her sitting on the bench. And Quarles collects points on the first attempt. Maggie Quarles' first trip to the free throw line. Just 6 points for Quarles, but she does know how to close. So we expect more from her if it's needed. Sandy, who's a big-time threat from long distance, so they're going to try to shade out on her pretty quickly for the rest of this game. And then a turnover, Brandstatter and Harrell not communicating efficiently. And meanwhile, Quarles baseline short, tipped around. Ogish pulls it down, trying to get out of there. And a 3-second violation. She did not get rid of it quick enough. Coach Katie Crump taking the helm in December of 2020.
Doing it all by herself, as we've mentioned a few games ago. You know, that got to be hard, especially looking at the opposing team and seeing 2 to 3 assistant coaches there.
Hobson off the glass too strong, and Coach Crump, a part of that 2012 graduating class. That was the last season Lynchburg women's basketball had a losing record as Lizzie Davis gets fouled since or before 2019-2020. And so she takes over after many years at places like Berry College and Salisbury University, comes back to her alma mater and has a 10-1 team in the championship game at home. Media timeout, 8:10 to go. Lynchburg up 52-50 on LHSN.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
If you want to know your customers, shop where they shop. Live where they live. And spend time with them as neighbors. With over 100 local offices, Virginia Farm Bureau agents are part of your community. If you want insurance from a company that knows you, get to know us.
We've talked about Lynchburg's recent dominance in the ODAC. Let's talk about Roanoke trying to get back to what they did early in their program's history. This is a program that joined the ODAC back in, well, I had it on my sheet, now I forget. But they won 4 of the first 5 ODAC championships in the early 80s. And should have been 81 for the first ODAC women's basketball championship. They've won 13 titles, more than anybody else. But it's been since 2000 since they hoisted the trophy. This is the first time Coach Flaherty has been in the ODAC finals after 2 trips to the semis the past 2 seasons. Trying to get it done in a really weird year on the road. Hoping that the only win against the Hornets this season is the only one that matters. Aaron Green rejecting McAuliffe. That's the 4th block for Green today.
And that's a big block. You know, blocks like that just kind of shut the whole offense down.
Lizzie Davis going back to the free throw line. 1 of 2 on the last trip, and now she's getting other people in foul trouble. That's the 4th foul on Christina Harrell. And Coach Flaherty doesn't have a deep bench that's available to play. She's got to put Alkiza back in there. Remember, Alkiza has 4. Now Harrell has 4. And Davis hits the first free throw. Also out on the floor right now, Rose Sandy has 3 personals. Meanwhile, it's just Davis and Ogish in personal foul trouble for the Hornets. And Scarborough is going to come in and give Harrell a break with 7:47 to go.
When a coach puts you back in the game when you're in foul trouble, you know, it just shows how much trust they have in you.
Well, speaking of fouls, I just saw this too. 4 team fouls for Roanoke, none for the Hornets right now. So those free throws are going to be crucial down the stretch as Scarborough comes in off the bench and collects 2 points, her first bucket of the night. Aaron Green to a spot, too far for Ogish. And that is turnover number 14 for the Hornets. Roanoke has 13, so even just about everywhere.
And definitely an improvement. Last time Lynchburg saw this team, they had 26 turnovers.
Big reason why Roanoke came back and forced overtime. A game that Lynchburg would win in the extra 5 minutes played. Lynchburg has won 3 of the last 5 against Roanoke. But the Maroons do not do well in this gym. 5 of 18 since 1996. Quarles 3, a bit too strong. Ogish stepped on the line. And it goes back to the Maroons. This is how this game has gone. Neither team able to go on a big enough run to really put fear in the other team. Once again, Lynchburg having opportunities to pull away. Instead, it's still a 1-possession game. The Maroons have had the largest lead, by the way, 10 points in the second quarter. Well, Lynchburg promptly went on a run of their own and led by 2 at halftime. Out top, Haverkamp can't save it. Backcourt violation. And Lynchburg will take it back.
And it's lost possessions like that that really get Lynchburg fueled up, because now they have another opportunity that they didn't even have to force.
Aaron Green delivers it to Davis. And it's kick ball off the foot of Scarborough. Shot clock resets to 20.
Roanoke plays all of their baseline out of bounds in a man defense, which is good for Lynchburg because they like to slip. So there should be a lot of open passes.
Green, hard pass to Ogish, missing the layup. Tipped around, out of play. Roanoke possession. Coach Carla Flaherty bringing her team into a championship game after being the preseason favorite to win it all. Lynchburg was preseason number 4, by the way. And a traveling violation. Each team making some mistakes late in the game. Do you think it's getting in their head that time's running out?
I mean, I don't think so. I think it just comes down to maybe fatigue a little bit because, I mean, now the only thing that has to be on your mind is winning this championship.
Still lots of time remaining, 5:40 to go in regulation. And a fight for it here inside the box. Jump ball, Arrow gives it back to Roanoke. Two-three zone played by the Hornets. Brandstatter splits the defense, but Vetter there to swat it away. And then Vetter was on the line, touching the ball. Pleading her case, but can't win them all. And Whitney Hobson joins the scramble here late. Hobson has 4 personals. And here's a foul against Lynchburg, their first team foul of the quarter. And it goes against Meredith Vetter, her second. Hobson will try it again, finds Sand with the left hand and missing on a close shot. Quarles lobbing one in for Ogish. Got 2 players there in foul trouble going after one another thinking, I hope it's on her, not me, if there is a whistle. As Haverkamp puts in 2, that is 12 points for Haverkamp off the bench.
With a great transition layup, kind of rose above the offense. I thought she was gonna scoop it, but she did a nice floater.
Erin Green, she's got the height advantage, had to recollect though, and their pass is knocked down by Alkiza. Fortunately for Lynchburg, picked up by Quarles. Ogish working against Alkiza. And we'll roll that one in for 2. Abby Ogish, 2 points on Tuesday. How about 20 points here tonight?
And if I'm Lynchburg, you want to get the ball to Abby Ogish because Alkiza's guarding her and she has 4 fouls. So you want to get her out of the game.
Haverkamp comes flying in for the offensive board and puts it back up and in. Plays like that is why Roanoke is able to stick around. And the Hornets cannot tighten up that vice grip at all. And then Davis throwing it away, trying to connect with Green. Abby Ogish will get a breather with 3:52 to go. Sammy Seaver checks back in. Seaver's had a great day off the bench. 3 of 8 from the floor, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. She does have 3 personal fouls. But at this point, foul trouble or not, you got to put your best group, your best foot forward. Davis swats away the pass and then cannot keep it from rolling across the sideline. And it gives Roanoke 30 fresh seconds as you see Christina Harrell back on the floor. Harrell has 4 personal fouls. Yeah, I thought the officials might talk about this. I don't think they were supposed to go back to 30. I don't think Davis had full possession of that ball. So shot clock will have to go back to 16. There it is. Really good crew here tonight. Working a championship game, that's what you hope for. Letting the females on the floor do the work. We talk about them more than we talk about the stripes. That's always good. 5 to shoot. Sandy straight away. Falls out to the hands of Harrell. Haverkamp. Harrell reaches up and pulls that one down. Here's McAuliffe, one-on-one. And Green is called for the foul. She's not going to believe it because she definitely got the ball, but as you are aware, Laurencia, when those wrists come forward, the officials are quicker to blow the whistle.
Definitely. It just looks like a foul. Even if you got all ball, they're definitely going to call it. Now this young lady at the line is constantly working in the post. Last game, she only had 2 points against this Lynchburg team, but right now, she already has 5.
And she's made some big plays defensively as she hits the first free throw. Abby Ogus is back in for Lynchburg. McAuliffe on the season, just 12 of 17 at the line. And 2 for 2 here tonight. And now the Maroons are in the lead by 1. 3:08 on a rolling clock to go. Davis works herself inside, and that is foul number 5 against Christina Harrell. So the senior from Clinton, New Jersey, finally gets to the championship game, but it's going to be cut short for her.
And that is a big player to lose for this Roanoke team. Last game I mentioned it, she had 12 points against Lynchburg. So she's been successful against this Lynchburg team, and she averages 10 points a game.
She leaves today with 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Meanwhile, Lizzie Davis, who has struggled to find a rhythm today, hits both free throws. And now it's Lynchburg up by 1. 9 points for Lizzie Davis. 7 of those coming in the second half. 5 of them here in the fourth quarter. Sandy waiting for help. Brandstatter now shows 3, now drives. Green comes in for help side defense and forces a tough shot.
And a great box out by Abby Ogus, just able to push her man underneath the basket just enough that the ball fell into her hands.
Green waiting for it. Now it's Davis. Good look inside to Maggie Quarles. Got behind Brandstatter, and more importantly, converts on the open chance.
And that's what Lynchburg was missing, that eyesight of the court, which is something that they didn't have in that first half when she wasn't playing.
Haverkamp, blocked by Green. That's block number 5 for Aaron Green. Green usually means go, not when 25 in gray is in front of you. Hornets wasting some clock here. Now it's Davis with a beautiful look to Maggie Quarles, who now has 11 points in her senior finale. Hobson off the heel, loose ball, jump call, and arrow favoring the home team. Lynchburg is in the double bonus, by the way. The Hornets have only committed 2 team fouls. Lynchburg has 2 timeouts remaining, and the Maroons with 3. 1:17 remaining in the championship game. Brandstatter called for the reach-in, and so Lizzie Davis will go to the line. She is 5 of 6 at the free throw line. And it kind of feeds right into our point about Lizzie. In a couple breaks, we've talked about how she doesn't have to score 28 points. She has to help out in other areas. And right now, it's being at the free throw line in clutch time.
Definitely, and facilitating the ball. Those last 2 passes that she did were crucial in the score of this game.
5 of 7 now at the line. Coach Flaherty talking to Whitney Hobson, who's out there with 4 personal fouls. I don't think she's going to play like she has 4 personal fouls. She's going to keep trying to charge in and keep this motor high for the Maroons as Davis misses 2 crucial free throws. Still a 5-point game. 65 seconds to go. Hobson now working around to Sandy. Sandy with a big bucket. And 1 minute to go. It's a 2-point game. Timeout by Coach Flaherty.
You know, when you have a shooter on the floor, your coach always tells you got to know where they are because that's who they want to get the ball to, especially in crunch time.
Rose Sandy has 5 made shots from the field. They're all from long range, 5 of 9 from distance, 15 points to lead all Maroons right now, and a 2-point contest. Lynchburg being led by Abby Ogish with 20 points and 11 rebounds. Sammy Seaver also with a good day off the bench, 12 points for her. And we also have to mention another player with a nice afternoon off the bench. Jabriah Haverkamp has 14 points, 2 rebounds, 7 of 13 from the floor. So it's interesting, you talk about certain players, they're supposed to be your players to watch, and we haven't seen much from them. You see Lizzie Davis on the screen now. We talked about her. We also talked about Renee Alquiza, 8 points, 4 assists, has 4 personal fouls right now. So this is what you want. You want the COVID season to end with the 2 best teams in the tournament championship, and I think we're seeing that.
I could not agree more, Joe. You know, both of these teams are even. We've said that multiple times, and it seems like each player has really bought into their role.
It's Ogish, Davis, Quarles, Seaver, and Green for the Hornets. Sandy, Hobson, Haverkamp, Brandstatter, and Alquiza for the Maroons. Man-to-man pressure. Lizzie Davis playing the point. Finds Seaver. Inside looking for Ogish. Poked away by Alquiza, and then Quarles able to pick up that loose ball. Here's Ogish on the elbow. Looks for the handoff, not there. Dishes to Davis, she'll drive. And Davis will go to the line, and Alquiza will go to the bench. 5th personal on Renee Alquiza. Here it is one more time. It's got to be the body, maybe.
Definitely got to be the body, if anything.
Man, I bet these officials hate that we have replay sometimes.
Yeah, maybe they need it.
Here's Lizzie Davis, 2 big free throws. At the end of this game, for Lynchburg, this is free throw number 30 in this contest. And if Lizzie makes this, she does not, but they're still 21 of 30. And a timeout quickly called by Coach Flaherty. As you would expect in the women's game, quick timeout under 2 minutes to go. You'll bring the ball all the way up to the 28-foot hash and give yourself a much better chance to get it into your offensive half of the court and come away with something. So 1 timeout left for Roanoke, 2 timeouts remaining for Lynchburg. The Hornets in the double bonus. Roanoke still needs 3 Lynchburg fouls to be put in the double bonus. But more importantly, it's still a 1-possession game. 1 shot ties it up, and we might have extra basketball.
Maybe, but to prevent that, I know what Lynchburg has to do. Look out for Rose Sandy. Know where she is.
30,
wherever.
33 in black. That should be your number 1 focus if you're the Hornets. Now, we should also say the Maroons don't need a 3. A 2 would be just fine. There's still time left. But if she gets a hold of that ball, it's going up. 1 second difference between shot and game clock. Hobson didn't like it. Not a 3-point shooter. She's a driver. Here she goes around Green off the glass. No good. And now the Maroons have to foul. And they'll foul Abby Ogish, who would try to ice this one for Lynchburg. Ogish is 5 of 6 today at the free throw line. Leads the team in 4 categories. Last season's Rookie of the Year, 3rd team All ODAC. Won 3 state championships at Monacan High School. And trying to help Lynchburg win their first ODAC title since 2016, their 2nd ever in program history.
Ice in her veins as she just knocked down that first free throw.
2 for 2, held the arm up for exclamation point. And Roanoke uses their final timeout, down by 5 with 19 seconds to go. Regardless of the result, no one can complain about how this game has been played by these 2 teams. You could tell this is a championship game. It was sloppy early a little bit, but they've both have found their legs. They've driven hard. So hard that Abby Ogish goes down before she gets back to play defense.
Definitely, and neither team should hold their head regardless of the score. I think it was very hard fought and very entertaining to watch.
No question. Still got 19 seconds left too, so there's some more fireworks in the bottom of the box. They haven't been lit yet, but they're about to be. Hobson for three. All air. Davis with the rebound, and now it's starting to sink in for the Hornets. What a crazy year it has been for all basketball teams involved. Preseason number 4, losing the first game of the season by 1 to the eventual number 1 seed in the tournament, who has to bow out because of COVID-19 restrictions. And they play 3 games all at home. And a chance to hoist the trophy at their home location. Never been done before in the ODAC. It's always been at the Salem Civic Center.
This is a year for memories, and these ladies are making one.
Not many memories to keep in the memory box from this past season, but this will be one to keep forever. And the whistle ruins my outro. How about we have 2 more free throws? A little bit of extra time to celebrate for Lynchburg and a chance for us to reflect on Roanoke's amazing season. 10-2 overall, 3 straight years going to the semis or the finals. And the most important thing for Coach Flaherty is that she's got a really good group coming back, and they're going to be a really big force to mess with next year. The horn will sound, the hive has spoken, and Lynchburg is your 2021 ODAC Women's Basketball Champions.
Awesome day for Lynchburg basketball. So proud of these ladies. This is my first time ever commentating a championship game, and I'm so blessed to be able to watch these amazing ladies compete.
67-61, your final from Turner Gymnasium. The Hornets are your champions on the women's side. And there'll be more to come, more celebrating to come as we step aside for a few moments and come back with the trophy presentation and more on LHSN.
Imagine the complete athlete. Strong, tough, resilient. Imagine the complete fiber. Strong, tough, resilient. Built by science, proven by testing. The best way to improve the future is to create it. Field Turf Revolution 360, the complete fiber.
Big tip of the cap to that lady, Coach Katie Crump, taking over the interim role in December, and now she brings a ODAC championship to her alma mater. And now we go to Mark Robertson for the trophy presentation here in the ODAC Women's Basketball Championship.
Come forward to be recognized when their names are called. From Ferrum College, Kayla Cabanis. From Washington and Lee University, Megan Moore. From Roanoke College, Jabria Haberkamp. From Roanoke College, Rose Sandy. From the University of Lynchburg, Maggie Quarles. And the 2021 ODAC Tournament Most Outstanding Player from the University of Lynchburg, Lizzie Davis. Let's have another round of applause for these fine student athletes, your 2021 All-ODAC Tournament Women's Basketball Team. Fans, what a great championship and a great women's basketball final. The Old Dominion Athletic Conference congratulates the Roanoke Maroons for a fantastic 2021 season. Roanoke's final record stands at 10 wins and 3 losses. Congratulations to the Maroons on a wonderful year. And now for the presentation of the 2021 ODAC Championship Trophy. At this time, we ask Lynchburg captains or other team representatives to step forward and receive the championship trophy from ODAC Associate Commissioner J.J. Nakaloff. The Hornets complete the season with a record of 11 wins and 1 loss for capturing their second league title. Here they are, your 2021 ODAC champions, the Lynchburg Hornets! Appreciate your support of this year's ODAC tournament and division.
What a great start to our championship Thursday. You're looking at your 2021 ODAC women's basketball champions, the University of Lynchburg. Their first title since 2016, their 4th trip to the finals since 2015. And all tournament long, Laurencio, we saw this team handle the waves of pressure from their opponents here at home against the Wasps, against the Generals, and again here today against the Maroons, an extremely formidable opponent. But in the end, Lynchburg's recipe that got them 11 wins in a row helped them win the championship.
Definitely, you know, they controlled what they could control, and they played their game throughout this entire season. And that's all you can ask from a team, you know, buy into what the coach is saying and really present on the court, and they've done nothing but that.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for us here from Turner Gymnasium. The Hornets are your 2021 champions, 67-61, the final here. A big shout out to the entire student-run crew of LHSN, and of course, Laurencio Moten, you are the good luck charm, and I'm sure you'll be back for more women's basketball broadcasts. But until we get ready for the men's game at 7 p.m., I'm Joe Hutzler saying so long from Lynchburg, Virginia. We'll speak to you in a few minutes.